Hi, this is Preeti Natarajan from InEye Technologies. Today we have Stephen Oddo from Walks. Hello, Stephen. Welcome to the show. Tell us a little bit more about your company and how did you start your journey?
Yeah, so Walks is a sightseeing tour company that's been around for about 10 years. We started in Rome as a company called Walks of Italy, and we have subsequently expanded to many different destinations around Italy and then beyond Italy across Europe, the United States. And so we've been kind of Walks of Italy and then New York, France, Turkey, and a number of different destinations. And eventually we decided just to unify everything under one name, Walks, and you find us at takewalks.com. And we've been running guided tours like walking tours, museum tours, cooking classes, day trips, and food walking tours as well. So all kinds of different products, about 150 products in 14 destinations. And obviously right now we're not running tours because of the lockdowns around the world, but yeah, we're excited about getting back to work when the time is right.
Awesome, awesome. That's great. Which demographics do you cater to? I mean, where are your customers usually coming from?
Our customers are all over the world. We have largely American overall audience, but we're looking at focusing on a mostly English-speaking audience. We have some Spanish-speaking product as well. We are looking to diversify our language base because of the new the new reality after coronavirus. We want to make sure we can diversify as much as possible our product offering to reach the most customers possible.
Makes sense, makes sense. So yeah, so the coronavirus, I'm sure we're all, kind of at home. How has your business been adapting to the situations? How are you engaging with your customers? Are you trying anything new, or how has it overall impacted you?
Overall, it's pretty much suspended our entire business operations. So we are no longer running any tours, nor do we know when we will be able to run tours again based on the lockdowns in different cities. Obviously, as things start to open up, we'll look at running some of our products depending on how we're being able to reach people. We're thinking about the domestic markets primarily. And then looking at adapting, as I mentioned, some of the products to multilingual tours and different targets, demographics. But from a meanwhile standpoint, we are expanding our online offerings. So we launched in the first few weeks. We launched a number of different programs. One where we were spotlighting different guides across our business through social media. Another where we're actually bringing their tours online through a program we call Tours from Home. And so that's been running for about 3 weeks now and been quite successful. People are really enjoying those. They're just 1-hour tours. It's $10 per tour per person. And for every tour, every booking, you actually get a gift voucher, a credit voucher for walks to use in the future on real tours. So it's a great way for us to stay connected to our customers and to our guides and provide some work for them while they wait for tours to be back online.
Wow, that's very interesting. So can you tell me more about the virtual tour? Can you give an example?
Yes, of course. So our Tours from Home project is it's right now I think about 9 or 10 tours that are live, but we can keep expanding it. And there's 2 cooking classes there that are led by our chefs in Rome, and they are leading those tours 4 or 5 times a week. And there's a pasta making and a pizza making course that's 1 hour. We send the ingredients beforehand so you can follow along. You can turn on your video, everybody can interact, and it's been a lot of fun. We had up to, I think, about 70 people on one of those already.
Wow.
So yeah, they get quite busy. And then the other tours are historical tours, largely everything from the Colosseum and the Sistine Chapel in Rome to the catacombs of Paris, Pompeii. And we're doing a tour of the Met Museum in New York. So different cities, changing of the guard in London. We'll be adding some more tours in our other cities as well. So it's very exciting to run this program, and we're really happy to see our customers are engaging with it.
That's really fantastic. I'm going to check it out as well, and I'll share links for my audience too, so they can kind of take advantage of this. That's really great way to adapt. So, in terms of travel retail, this is something that we really care about at InEye Technologies. In your experience, having met so many travelers, what are some of the travel related products that you believe they can benefit from, or what they have been asking you in general, as well as how do you think their consumer behavior would change as part of this COVID-19? Your thoughts?
So with retail products, that's a good question. Yeah, I mean, obviously people are going to be wanting to travel with, more protective, thinking about the short term, at least for the next few months or even year, personal protective equipment, just basic things though, like gloves or masks, depending on whether or not that's required to places you're traveling. Hand sanitizer, things like that are obvious. Those are in demand everywhere. But on our tours, before we actually had the lockdown, some of our tours were running at the beginning, and we did have, guides having hand sanitizer and wipes and things like that for headphones, for the tour, because we use headsets, which, they're cleaned anyway, but just for additional, customer confidence. And so, there might be things like that, and maybe like scarves and things like augmented reality, self-guided tours, virtual tours. I mean, that's, obviously we're in that space now, but I think that's kind of where I see a lot more growth potentially.
That's awesome. That's very interesting. So, do you currently have any augmented reality based tours, or is it more future? Are you thinking?
We actually had two. We were running two, and then I think we were just running one this year. And I think that we will, bring some back. It's interesting because, most of our tours are, until recently, have all taken place in the destination. So, it's not so much you can really get out of having a headset, but we did use it for reconstructions and things like that. So, it definitely opens up the opportunity for people who might want to take, more of a self-guided approach, and maybe renting headset type things might work. We really believe that tours and travel are going to come back,
Yes.
once this is over. So, you don't want to get into the software and augmented reality business. Very expensive to run that. But yeah, I think there will definitely be more opportunity to partner with companies that do that in the future.
Definitely, definitely. I do see it as like a prelude to booking tours, maybe in future. Like you can
Yeah,
a little bit of
potentially.
taste of things, and then maybe do the real thing, depending on what you enjoy the most. So that
Well,
might
that's
okay. That was very interesting. Any other general tips and suggestions for travelers in general, or even post COVID-19?
Well, I think the fact that we operate small group tours is a positive. I think there's going to be a focus on trying to stay in smaller groups, just so that there's not so much crowding. That's a lot of our tours, they focus on special access and exclusive visits and things like that, where you're not nearly as in the crowded areas, you're skipping the lines, and so I think there'll be more emphasis on booking that way, and partnering with companies who specialize in that, which is a good thing for us, because that's the way we work, in small groups and off hours and things like that, and skip lines, and so we're going to keep prioritizing that. I think that customers should think about where they're going to travel to. In some cases, there's a lot of uncertainty about the length of this pandemic, and I think when you can be sure, at least that your region or your local area is safe, and to support the travel industry, you should go and continue to engage in experiences and take advantage of all the great companies that are out there and destinations. But I think our product line is always going to have a special place for travelers, because we visit the most famous destinations and the most famous monuments, and I don't think that the demand for that is going anywhere. And so it's just about timing, and keep your eyes on airline fares, or the
Mm.
airfares are really great. And so once there's some certainty about where you can travel to in the near future, I know people are already starting to make plans for the fall and for the next spring, and I think that's the right way to go. Book early, plan early, because you'll be able to take advantage of such great deals right now.
Absolutely, I agree, and I'm generally optimistic about things coming back up to normal sooner. So I'm very hopeful that people will want to travel as soon as all of this is over, because been confined too long. So that's, I'm hopeful. So thank you so much,
My
Stephen, for
pleasure.
joining us today. Really, really appreciate your insights, and I'm very intrigued to check out some of your online tours as well. So thank you for joining us.
Thanks so much. Hey, it was a pleasure to meet you.